ready. Is that the angle you have your mic at?
I have to, because I can't get it under the desk here.
Hello. I believe we're now live.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Or they're just getting ads or something right now. We don't know.
That's true. I did leave that one. So
Yeah.
maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah. I didn't actually realize how close it was to when we were supposed to start, and then I came up and it was like 4 minutes. And I very quickly scrambled everything.
Well, yeah, because we have a new camera.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to set that up.
Yes. Which I'm still not convinced is, I think it's still too bright or too exposed because we're too pale.
Know.
We're too pale.
It's the blonde in me, you know?
Yeah.
It makes us look paler because it makes me look so
By
pale.
default, yeah.
So let us know. Does it look a little bit too exposed? Does it look okay?
Yep. And also, someone did comment last week that the sound was a little bit quiet, so I turned the mics up slightly. It's hard because our range is huge. You can be really quiet and then you're like...
And then I'm like so loud, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
I just heard Jorah cry.
Well, he can whinge. He's not in here.
Poor baby.
Yes, welcome. We'll just let people sort of filter in as per usual. Okay, if it's still quiet, I will turn us up. That is fine.
Hopefully we're not too loud.
Yeah. Now we're sitting in yellow, so no, red.
Ooh.
Now would be a good time to insert ads. No, it would not.
It would not. We've just started. Like literally 2 minutes in, and it's like ads.
Hi, mothers.
Hello.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not sure. I think the camera's okay. I keep switching.
Yeah. The difference between when we do reactions and when we do the stream is we record the actual microphone on a completely different application, whereas obviously when you're streaming, everything is all in one.
Yeah.
So it's harder to tell because we can't hear it at the same time as we are live.
Yeah, obviously.
But we can test the microphones before we do reactions. So it's just a little bit difficult, but yeah. Yeah, we're trying.
Welcome one and all. We have tea because... I mean, there was no real tea spilled this episode, actually.
No, it's just because we live in the UK.
True. I actually will probably go and share that we're live while we're letting people filter in.
Why not? Seems like a decent time. I know. You're taking your time, your sweet old time to get the link. But while Kelly's doing that, as we have done with the previous streams that we've done, any super chats and any AdSense. You can't reach. I'll get it.
The keyboard's not near me.
There you go. I'll type it. You talk about...
What were you talking about? I wasn't listening to what you said.
About our super chats and AdSense.
Oh yeah, it's on the screen. All the revenue goes to charity because why not? What? That's all I needed to say.
We didn't get the snow last week, but we got it last night. No?
What?
Yeah, it was last night. The snow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Literally last night.
And I engaged in a snowball fight with Kelly.
You didn't engage in it. You threw one at the back of my head, which is just
two at the back
cowardice.
Of but then she threw one at me and it hit me square in the head, which was very, very funny because all of our friends saw. So it was a good throw. Good fun. It was an excellent throw. I cannot fault it. It was amazing.
You shouldn't have engaged. Yeah. Should we just start? Yeah. Should we start?
Let's get into it.
Yeah. Let's get down to business.
Yeah, and drop down on them screen grabs. But obviously we open up with RWBY being like, where the hell did this cat go?
And where did the cat go?
It was hunting bugs.
Very importantly. Was bug hunting.
Yep.
Little and Wise continue to be the dynamic right side of Ruby's hood.
Yes. The dynamic duo
Yeah.
of Little and Wise. I love the size difference between Wise, Blake, and Yang compared to Little. Like,
Yeah.
because now Little looks large.
Little and large.
Mm-hmm.
Little looks like they could now crush them.
Yeah. Like, if Little fell asleep on top of one of them, they might not wake up.
Gone.
Yeah.
Lights out for you gals.
Huge lights out moment.
Oh. Is this because the cat disappeared the first time?
This is because Little pointed out the back end of the curious cat,
Oh,
but then
yeah.
the curious cat was like, hello, from behind them. And they were like, what the hell?
I did love the cat this episode, actually.
Robbie Damon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love.
Really makes the character, actually.
Mwah.
With his whimsical way of putting things.
It's the way, like, tonally for Robbie that is just so appealing and makes so much sense for a character like the Curious Cat.
Yeah.
Because he has, like you said, that, like, whimsical nature to his voice. He's got, a storyteller's voice, so he's, like, brilliant to listen to, but then, like, when he gets going, like we see later, it's like, oh, I'm kind of over this now. Please, shh.
Little and Wise are best buds. They won't allow Blake and Yang to come over to their side and say puns. It's a no pun zone.
That's true.
Yeah. No puns on that side of the cape.
Yeah.
So convenient that Ruby has a cape for them to sit in.
Thank God.
Like,
If it was any of the others, they'd be fucked.
yeah, I mean, I suppose you could kind of hold on to the collar of, like, the
Yang's
others.
coat, yeah.
But the fact that Ruby has the convenience of just a little
the cape that wraps around the front.
yeah, that they can just kind of sit in.
Mm-hmm. Playful and alluring, but mysterious and unnerving. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to the animators that had to animate this cat merging itself together twice in one
what reference
episode.
do you use for that?
Oh, honestly.
Yeah,
The fact that Robbie's also incredibly hot in real life doesn't hurt either.
that's true.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
You're like, I don't go
I don't
there,
find him attractive, but I can appreciate that he's a beautiful man.
yeah. But I don't know if I trust the cat. I don't think you're supposed to trust the cat. That's the vibe I get.
See, I think the cat
Especially
is
with what
fun.
happens at the end of the episodes.
Sure, yeah. Like, I think the cat is fun. Great character, but yeah, I feel like they're kind of setting it up to be as though, like, maybe we shouldn't trust the cat. Yeah, I agree. I feel like the cat must have been a nightmare to animate, especially when we go from, like, this lighting, which is very bright, to, like, later in the episode where it's quite dark.
Yeah.
So the colours on the cat changes. Very difficult.
Oh, was that Weiss with the tree? Yeah.
Yes. Talking about being further from the tree.
I just love the way that they're animating them, even in their little baby form.
And their littles.
They're just so expressive and, well, animated, for lack of a better word.
For lack of a better word, yeah.
They have obviously have spent a lot of time animating their character models in all of these scenes so that you do get so much micro expressions.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the other side of the cape.
The other side of the cape. The
Just
understanding
chilling.
of we are 6 inches tall.
Yes.
So, of course, we seem further away from the tree. We are tiny.
Everything is tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I guess they must weigh like 6 inches condensed as well. Like, they must not weigh
6
like
inches
anything.
is like somewhere like here. Like
no,
they're,
no,
like,
no. 6 inches is like that.
Are you joking? That's 2, maybe 3.
Do you want to go get a ruler right now?
I don't even think there's one close by. I'd have to go downstairs and disturb the dog.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's not worth it. I just wanted to start an argument on stream with you for some reason.
But I'm the one that sews.
That's true, you do sew things, so you probably do have a better understanding of measurements than me.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Weiss is definitely 4 inches at best. That's true. Because she does have
That's true.
the height difference on.
She's small.
Yeah. Oh my god, Little's face in this screen grab.
I know. Little is really light. I'm scared.
You know, so many of the shots when they were riding in the cape as well, like when it was really, really zoomed out, there was still so much little animation going on with the character models where they were like holding on.
Yeah.
Again.
And the fact that when RWBY was walking, they were kind of like shambling a little bit, like because the movement would knock them about a little bit, you know? Like it wasn't like RWBY was walking and they were just still.
Yeah, well, it's a cape. It's like not. There's no seatbelts. There's no
exactly.
seating as
And
there
like
is.
when RWBY's like moving her arms, it would move her collarbone
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
like even if they were standing on her collarbone, it would still move because of the movement of her walking. So.
Oh yeah, this mysterious butterfly makes an appearance again.
Mhm. Yeah.
What is the butterfly?
Mm.
You think it's just a normal bug?
Well, the cat's certainly curious about it.
The cat's curious about everything. That's
It's a curious cat.
that's the whole point.
A cat most curious.
I think so. I'm sure I saw someone else on Twitter saying about it being John. I don't know.
Jean's the Rusted Knight and the Jabberwock and the butterfly and everything else.
Yes.
So let's be real. Until we find out what Jean is, we don't know.
Although sequentially, if the episodes in the opening are still going to follow the same pattern, we could see him next episodes
Which would be nice.
in some weird way.
I miss that little boy.
Well, he's
Yeah,
like 6 feet tall.
He's tall.
He's like one of the tallest
my boy.
characters in the show.
He's my boy.
There's been a butterfly in every episode of this volume.
I
Yeah.
suppose there probably is, yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely one last episode. But
Yeah.
a butterfly watch. Just like Mises watch. Which actually, to be fair, we're winning.
Everyone used to be Neo in disguise, now Jean.
That's true. Remember that? Like, that was an odd... Because she was gone for like 3 volumes.
She was, so everyone, it was like, that maid must be Neo.
Remember when the maid actually was Neo?
Yeah,
though?
then it was Neo.
Yeah, you were like, there's Neo vibes
I was
there.
so desensitized that I was like, maybe that's Neo.
And
And
then
then
it
it was, and I was like, are you fucking real?
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking believe it.
Neo truther.
Actually, like, for real, I've been Neo truthing for fucking years.
Look how cute Blake is here.
Mm-hmm.
Illegal.
This is when she's talking about the book, The Girl Who Fell Through the World. Because the cat was like, how do you know Alex? Do you know her? And they were like, no, she's in a book. And the cat was like, oh, is it good?
How am I described?
Yeah.
How am I
Am I
portrayed?
amazing in it? Which I love that, like, the cat seems to have a god complex.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if it is, like, the god, you know? Like, why is the cat the only one that can get them to the tree?
Yeah. And why does
And-
the cat also have influence over other characters
As
in
we'll
this
see
world
later.
too? Well,
Yeah.
we've also already seen it in the last episode.
Thank you, Alaya. It's cute. What?
You're cute.
No.
Ha ha!
Disgusting.
Set up. Set up.
Disgusting. Gayness on my stream? Ew.
That was funny.
That was.
Thank you, Chatter, for setting me up and just ruining you there. That was fun. Do you want to continue the discussion?
I don't even know where we're at.
Well, that really was quite easy, wasn't it? Oh, how disarming.
Fuck off. Trying to have a serious conversation
About a cat.
about the cat.
Look at that whimsical, slightly menacing face, actually.
I actually included this one to again further how small they are compared to the cat, because this is such a like menacing shot of that cat could like swallow them whole, you know, like it's terrifying.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it trying to munch on Little at this point? Yeah, that's what it was.
Yes, it
yeah.
was asking if they had a mouse. Yeah.
I loved the solidarity with Little here as well, where Blake was like, nothing to see here. Sorry. Just battered your microphone.
Yeah, here. And then it was like from one cat to another.
Yeah.
I loved that. I loved that it's a sequence of events. Because Blake's only ever, I think, referred to herself as a faunus, and like has said that she's a cat faunus, but never described herself as a cat.
No.
So,
Oh god, this was such a good little interaction here.
what I think is so funny is when I first watched this, I actually thought that Yang was being facetious.
No, I think she was actually.
But now that I've watched it a couple of times, I think that she was being very genuine.
Yeah, no, I think she was actually like, this was great. Which honestly, this episode was a lot of throwbacks to Volume 2. So.
I didn't say the cat was hot. I said that Robbie Damon is hot.
Robbie Damon is hot.
Yeah.
But apparently that's been misconstrued.
It's been misconstrued as I'm attracted to the cat. Not attracted
Maybe
to
you're
the cat,
curious
y'all.
about the cat.
Aren't we all? In our own little way.
Every single word is a character in this damn episode that you're saying.
That's
right
true.
now.
We need the Mises back, man.
We do need the Mrs. back. Yeah, I love this. And also bisexual, bisexual finger guns, but to be fair,
Yeah.
any kind of finger gunning is a little bit sapphic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's perfectly Yang.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that she's now appreciating Weiss's little one-liners.
I know, every time I think about how Yang was like hating on Weiss's bad joke, because the timing was bad.
Yeah.
Back in Volume 2.
Yeah, that was the
so
issue, yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Weiss hating on Weiss was this episode, Dan.
Not a Weiss hate crime. Ah, yes.
No!
Officially. Cat is hot, Sunny 2023.
No, it's just like the fucking BBC. Everything's just getting misconstrued. Don't, Kelly. Don't.
Don't what?
Don't.
Sunny confirmed cat curious.
Y'all, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yo, you seem to like set yourself up for a roast like every
All the fucking time.
damn stream at the moment.
Every fucking time. Oh, I can't stand it here. Why do I do these streams?
I think you enjoy them much as you get roasted. Anyway. Oh man, the Blake ear animation. Again.
It's excellent. I don't know what it is that they've done so differently between like last volume and this volume in terms of what they've done to make it more smooth in the animation, but like
Time.
I
Genuinely.
guess, yeah.
It's definitely like a time thing. Like they've just taken longer, and it means that they've
Yeah.
just had more time to rework shots and add in all the
it's
detail.
so worth it. It just looks so good. Be sorry.
Spotted. At least you got an apology.
It's true.
too late now,
Thank
though.
you for the apology. It's too late. I'll be trending on Twitter fuck. Later. This is what I was going for.
And then, of course, they lose the cat again because they didn't engage the cat for long enough.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's like talking to you sometimes, where if you don't engage your brain, like, you just lights off.
Someone also said at some point during these streams it always reverts to the chat dunking on Sunny, which honestly is not too dissimilar to my actual real life, considering that for some reason I'm just so easy to dunk on that all of my friends dunk on me. We were playing D&D last night and I got dunked on so hard.
Just gonna get a little violin out for you right now.
I got dunked on so hard that I forgot to describe what my character looked like. And then it moved on and I was too ashamed to go back to actually describe what she looked like.
Oh, girl.
Even Alyssa was like, you didn't get a chance. And I was like, just leave it.
It's too late.
I don't want to go over this right now. Oh, God.
And of course, they find the cat again.
Again.
Because thankfully, much as he moves quite quickly, or they actually.
They.
I
think.
Oh, actually, I think I saw an animator say.
I think it was Aaron said all characters are they unless
Stated otherwise.
stated, yeah.
In the ever
Dungeons
after.
and dunking.
Oh, that's a cute screen grab that you got.
I love the cat.
Yeah, we know how much you love the cat.
I want a cat.
This cat?
I mean, yeah. It's kind of like Lilo and Stitch, though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, going along to adopt a cat, and it's just this little fucker, and I'm like, that's my best friend.
There you go.
So fucking cute.
Yeah, I loved it. That was like the first thing was scroll. There's so much on the scroll.
Stop it.
You do set yourself up for failure, I'm afraid. Oh my god, yeah. The fast recaps. Remember when you had to do the fast recaps? That was hard.
That was so stressful.
Yeah.
So stressful.
Yeah,
I feel like that is actually...
You needed therapy after
that was a huge link to my social anxiety, actually, was the pressure of trying to get everything together in 30 seconds.
I assume that the scrolls aren't connected to like anything other than what's on the scroll though. Like
Yeah. Like you can
they just have a battery.
Look at the pictures that are on it or any videos or take new pictures, but it begs the question, when they do get home, will the pictures of the cat be on it?
Yeah, that's literally what's just been said in the chat. I hope the pics are back.
Yeah.
It's, me too. I know, I'm glad to see that the cat's not like a vampire, that it did show up in the camera.
That would be scary.
Yeah.
I love as well, though, when they were taking pictures of itself, it was like, why am I two-dimensional? Which means that it has an awareness of dimensions.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. So apparently Aaron used their cat for reference, which is adorbs.
That's so cute.
Makes sense though for how like realistic the movement are that you would have to actually use
of the cat as well.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
The fast recaps were amazing. They were, but they were just too much for you.
They were so stressful.
Yeah, there was no point in stretching you out like that.
Especially in the volume that we did it, because so fucking much was happening.
Was that volume 8?
It was whenever the whale was.
Volume 8.
Okay.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got really stuck sometimes, and then it was like, you have 10 seconds and you'd got to like the first...
And I would be like, Yang looked really hot in this episode. No further forward.
What's really changed?
You have 10 seconds left, and then I would be like, Emerald's a good guy now, and the whale blew up.
Yeah.
The end.
To be fair, they were fun. I don't want to put you through it.
Yeah. It was so chaos.
Oh, I loved this interaction as well, actually. It had the vibes of...
Tired mothers.
Yeah, it's your turn to deal with the baby.
Yeah. Like, I woke up 3 hours ago to feed the baby.
Oh my god,
it's your
Richard. Richard, that's his name.
Oh my god, the whale.
Richard.
It was called Richard, yeah.
It wasn't even called Richard.
You have a Dora hair on your nose.
Thanks.
It's good luck.
May he rest in peace, Big Richard.
Honestly, yeah. My brain was overheating every time that I was doing the... You should do the recaps.
No.
But your brain works faster. You're the DM. You can process information really quickly.
Yeah.
You should do the recaps.
That's not fun though. It's funner to watch a broken brain do.
The broken brain.
Are you saying that this works?
I'm saying I can't believe you would insult my brain like that.
I live with you. I know how your brain works.
Good lord.
Anyway, the roast continues.
I feel like it's just a very roastable stream. We're making up for the lost roasting of last week.
Yeah, it's double the roast.
Yeah, it's double roast. Anyway.
Oh, you got so many good screen grabs of this cat. I'm starting to believe the chat about your fixation on this cat.
It's a cute fucking cat. Also, I love the way that they were animated, because, like, you've got, like, the split cat and then, like, remerging, and then it, like, floats in the air and stuff, you know? Like, it's very cool.
And then, of course, we got the first view of the shroom field, which, honestly, every time I see a bridge in this damn, like...
Seriously.
Show.
I thought that this was gonna be the bridge
No.
episode, actually, when we got to later on.
I think
with the smoke.
I'm in episode 5. I think 6. I think I'm in episode 6 truther.
I'm with everyone else on this. I think it's an episode 6 truther.
Yeah. I don't know, it just seems like it fits with the timeline.
Yeah.
But they do keep throwing bridges. Because there was a one in the other episode.
But you know what I love as well is that halfway across the bridge, the theme changes, which I think is cool. Like, the bridge isn't the same right the way across. Like, the absolute middle ground of the bridge between these two, like, kingdoms, if you will, it changes.
That's a point, actually, because you don't really see it in the screen grabs. The fact that everything that had been told to the Curious Cat just became a very meta roast of the show.
Yeah, I did think that was very funny.
Yeah.
I meant to actually talk about it and then I just continued to get roasted, so I forgot.
Yeah. So it's your fault, chat.
It's all your fault. But yes, as soon as they mentioned CL, I was like, Arnold's gonna love this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Arnold's gonna love it.
Yeah, that was so funny that they've just held that for years, like knowing that was
well,
there.
Eddie commented and said that he'd held on to it for 2 years.
That's strength.
2 years of knowledge.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the uncomfortable implications of Ozpin and Oscar sharing the same body.
Sharing the same body. What was the other one? It was the
A City in the Sky.
A City in the Sky.
Great idea.
Terrible idea. Yeah. Like, brilliant.
It was very funny. Oh,
honestly, it was vindication. Also,
the bridge, the bridges like are the separation between the different areas as well, because it was like Mice Town, and then it was the sort of Market Town.
Oh, of course.
And then it was like the
Market Town into the kingdom.
Yeah.
For the prince, and now it's like the kingdom into the
Shroom Forest.
The
Shroomville.
Yeah.
A genuinely happy RWBY moment.
So I made a point of trying to screenshot every time that RWBY was genuinely happy before we got to later on in this episode.
There wasn't many.
Because there was a couple of times where there is a genuine smile from RWBY, like here. And I was like, that's my baby. Look at her being happy. Meastown. Yes.
Meastown.
Meastown.
Correct. Apologies.
Weed tree.
I mean, yeah, there was no subtlety about that.
No, I was tempted to screenshot the amount of bongs later on, but I decided not to. Yeah, see, this is the split, even like right the way up to the sky.
Which is similar to what we saw in the Neo transition, right? With the sort of dark and light zones. Like, she looked like she was in some kind of spooky...
In the episode or the opening?
The episode. It was like a spooky purple zone, but it was a bridge.
Uh-huh.
I mean, other people pointed out it kind of looked like the colour palettes of the gods as well, like the two brothers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I've seen a lot of people talking about a theory that this is the God of Light's territory or something.
Oh, yeah. I suppose, yeah, if you fell, I wonder where you would go. Because I don't think there's anything underneath this.
Yeah, right? Do you just keep falling?
Probably.
Or do you, like, fall and then you, like, come from the sky down back onto the bridge? Like Portal.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, reincarnation's a thing here.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you die and just reincarnate as something else in another bit.
Maybe.
Quite possibly.
Very possible. I've seen this all day and I've just been confused about it. Stopping by to say you guys are the best. Also more villain / dark RWBY vibes.
Why'd you whisper super chats?
I always do. I also was thinking this actually when I was getting the screen grabs though.
Mm-hmm.
That actually there was something so Cinder about RWBY towards the end of this episode.
Really?
Like younger Cinder.
I mean, it reminded me of the Salem, the smoke stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but I mean like in actual like attitude, especially when like, I mean we're so used to seeing RWBY as like this happy-go-lucky, like nothing can go wrong, and then obviously like she's having a hell of a time right now.
Yeah.
But especially when she goes into like the herbalist's area, and she's like, I'm sick of these questions. I'm sick of having to answer all of these. Like there was something so incredibly Cinder about it. I just can't quite place my finger on it, but...
Oh.
Yeah, and this is when the cat is like, oh, how are you going to stop Salem? You know, if she's got those relics. How many does she need to take over the world?
Yeah.
Anyway.
And, without Atlas, you're definitely not going to be able to do
Yeah,
that.
like, with Atlas gone, well, it's going to be harder. And it's like,
yeah.
Thank you, cat.
Thank you for the moral support. And Blake, again, like, the interventionist and the sort of
Well, what I loved about this as well, sorry, but what I loved about it is that Yang looked to Ruby and then was like, I think I'm too, like, in the way that she looked to Blake, it was like, I'm too close to Ruby to be able to offer anything because it'll just be coming off as a sister.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe you could say something as a friend.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, she basically says the right thing, which is like, there is absolutely no point in focusing on that because there isn't right now.
No.
It's not the current problem, and there's nothing they can do about it where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they need to leave here, and even that might kill them, so...
Yeah, exactly. Like, they have to focus on surviving here and getting home rather than, like, what's going to happen. This mouse.
This
this
funky
meese.
little meese. God.
I loved this, actually, because Little was like, oh, they went after a bug.
I also
and they were
like
where did you go?
the Little migrate to the other side of the hood again.
I have this theory, because you don't see Little all that often in the hood, that Little sleeps at the back here in the cape.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's like a drop down of Ruby and you can see Weiss, Blake and Yang.
Yeah.
You can't see Little, so I think Little like
Yeah.
goes around the back and like tucks themselves in.
Yeah. That's a cute image.
Isn't that so cute? Hello.
That's cute. And then we get into Shroomville.
Now, I'm gonna point this out. Trying to get screenshots of this motherfucking area because it was so dark.
Yeah.
Didn't matter how bright I made the screen, I couldn't see the edge.
Well, it's because it's like the darkness again. It's a contrast to the really, really bright lights.
Yeah. Which obviously makes this seem much more like neon, which is very cool as a design choice. It's like everything feels...
Very Fey Realm.
Yeah, but it feels almost like radioactive because it's so vibrantly neon, you know?
Yeah.
It's great.
And then
Love it.
there's just an innocent pile of leaves that are going to
Yeah,
be
that's
of no...
rustling.
No, they're just a pile
There's
of...
a rustle.
It's just a pile of leaves, jeez.
There's a rustling. And then that stud pops out.
Russell. My guy.
They're called Herb.
I know.
We're gonna call them Russell now. Because Russell be rustling.
That really tickled you, didn't it?
It's very funny. Sometimes, not often, I do find myself quite funny.
Right, okay.
So what do you want to say about Russell?
What isn't there to say about Russell, man?
I'm so fucking bored.
I mean, to be fair, cool character design on Russell. Should I stop saying Russell? Is that not helping?
No, it's fine. I do want to know, because I forgot to look, who voices Russell? I mean, he's Herb.
He's literally called Herb.
He's called Herb. I'm so sorry. But who voices Herb?
Some guy called Russell, I think. Anyway. God, we're really talking about this character a lot for one episode.
Enhance that image.
Why?
Because that's the image that Little
okay.
and Weiss are grabbing onto
I think
each
I'll need
other.
to pull it.
Put the camera underneath the screenshots. Scroll up.
No. I refuse.
Oh,
God. I'll do it this way. I'll do it my way.
You need to put it above the camera.
Yeah. Okay, let's enhance.
Above the camera.
That is above the camera.
It's not.
I forgot
There
about
we go.
another media source in today. Oh,
See?
yeah.
And look at Blake cowering, and then Yang's like holding on.
That is an excellent screen grab.
I love.
You love to see it.
You're gonna have to close that before you scroll down.
There we go. Back to Russell.
And then we go into Russell's home.
We go into...
Yeah, okay. Christopher Guerrero.
That's not Russell.
That's the voice actor of Russell.
Yeah, why is he not called Russell?
I don't know. Eddie Rivas, you in the chat yet?
I hope not for this.
Tell us why Herb is called Herb and not Russell. I did see Aaron's post about it, which inspired me to find that screen grab.
Yes, enhance that image, yeah.
Because I saw that they like enhanced the image so that it was clearer what Little and Weiss looked like together.
Solidarity.
Solidarity, yeah.
What is happening here?
Good question.
What's Russell up to? Oh, is he not making the potions?
The Grogurt.
The Grogurt, that's what it is.
The Grogurt. Parfait.
Parfait.
I was like, what?
Welcome to my mushroom.
So funny. Mushroom.
I mean, I just think it's pretty great that Russell lives in a mushroom and, like, has so much herbs in there for smoking, like...
Yeah.
It's just...
Russell's living the fucking dream, bro.
Is that a bong in the background of that shot?
Probably.
I mean, there's the wide shot of, like, so many bongs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna enhance OBS so that we can see better, but see... This is what I mean when I was like, there's something just deeply Cinder about her right now, you know?
It's the hair too, like it kind of looks like Cinder a little bit as well, actually. Mm-hmm. But...
I want these apothecary scales.
Yeah.
I had a friend whose mum had apothecary scales like that, and I've been jealous of them ever since, because I want them. They're so cool.
It is a cool shroom, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's padded this out pretty good.
Yeah. It's a padded out pad. I love it. Slowly losing our minds. Yes, and then we go into the shisha room.
Yeah, because it had to get more trippy.
Yeah.
He has his, like, front of house.
Russell reminds me of my dad. Honestly, I love that for you.
Jeez.
Ideal.
But yeah, obviously can't just have a front room with some herbage going on.
No, we've got to have, like, a shisha pad in the back.
Yeah.
With
cushions.
Astronomical amounts of bongs. I swear, the walls were lined.
Lined. Why'd you have to say that like that?
It's fun. Enjoy D&D, Matt.
Yes, please enjoy D&D. Oh. And then, obviously, Ruby's kind of, like, stuck, because the door's gone at this point.
Yeah. Like, every time they step further in...
And also, she doesn't have Crescent Rose and her team are tiny, so they're basically useless in this scenario.
Yeah, and this is kind of what Yang and Taeyang warned Ruby about, is, like, you can't just rely on Crescent Rose.
Oh, okay.
Forever and ever and ever. Like, you have to be able to, like, fight on your own.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
What were you confused about?
You're like, this is what Taeyang and Yang said to Ruby, and I was like, what about some, like, don't trust, like, herbalists in a funky jungle? Like, that was
Taeyang said, don't accept drugs off strangers.
Yeah.
And Ruby's there like, whoa.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
such a
Blake
cute
being like,
screenshot.
I'm out. We can just leave.
That's a lot of bongs.
Is the mushroom part TARDIS? Honestly, feels like it sometimes.
Yeah. What is this?
It's the smoke beginning. Covering Russell. Why can't we just respect the source material? Why do we have to be like this? Even Richard had a name, but we don't know it because we called the whale Richard.
Was it not Monstera or something?
I don't know.
But all I know is it's Richard, yeah.
I'm also pretty sure that the whale was supposed to be female. We were like, it's Richard.
Richard. Oh god, yeah, and then Yang whiffs a big. I mean, to be fair, they're small too, so surely the trip's even worse because they're small.
Yeah.
He didn't like dose it for. He
Absolutely.
dosed it for Ruby-sized people, and they're like 6 inches.
They're tiny.
Yeah.
I love as well the kind of fact that Blake and Weiss didn't cough because they didn't talk. But like Yang went to call out for the rest of the team and it like caught her throat because she was trying to talk through the smoke. But I hated when she like coughed and it just like produced the smoke out of her mouth, like bogging. The worst trip I've ever seen.
This edible ain't.
I would have guessed Yang could hold a lung full better than that. Honestly, actually, let's not get into that.
Yeah, I was gonna say what? We're gonna expand on that.
No, we're gonna go severely off topic, so let's just not.
Makes you wonder what Little. You did Little also.
Was sleeping. They were sleeping. They woke up at the end of the episode and was like, "There's the cat."
Wow, maybe it would like actually just put them to sleep rather than put them into like a fever
maybe.
dream.
Did you hear that hit off my teeth?
No. Blake initiated Weiss at Beacon, we love it. Wow, it didn't work. She didn't chill out much, did she?
No.
Oh, and yes, we obviously have the sequence.
The sequence.
Very, very similar in vibes to Mountain Glen from Volume 2, but obviously much, much further forward, but the elements of the conversation are the same in that it's Russell who is asking them, which was a clever play, to be fair, that Ruby was like, we're huntresses, because it's clear that humans gets a bad reaction here.
Yeah.
So going, we're huntresses is better, but then that lands the question of, well, are you good huntresses? Like,
yeah. It kind of reminds me of like The Wizard of Oz when.
Are you a good wizard or a bad wizard?
Yeah.
Yeah. But also that was kind of Oobleck's lesson in Volume 2 as well, was like, what does it mean to them to be a huntress? And then obviously the conclusion then was eventually, well, it doesn't really matter what we want. It's a job.
Yeah, because Oobleck was like hounding them apart from Ruby.
Yeah.
Like, what does it mean to you? And they were like, it means this. And he was like, wrong. That's incorrect. Which I think is like really interesting to then bring that into context for here, considering that Oobleck was like going after those three and was like, but Ruby understands.
Yeah, you think
and now Ruby's the one that's like struggling so badly with it.
Yeah, it's the sort of 180 of it.
It is, yeah,
which
they
is
had that
so
deeper
interesting.
Think about it.
Yeah. Well, they've had a lot of things happen since that has helped form their opinion from there and solidified it, whereas Ruby, it's kind of crumbled away.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, Ruby's had to go through, like, seeing Pyrrha die, seeing Penny die when Penny was a robot, then having to learn that Penny died when
again.
They just managed to get her to be human.
Yeah.
So, like, she never had the chance, like, nobody seemed to talk to her about it, and she wasn't open to discussing it herself. Like, she didn't open that floodgate to talk about it with anyone, because she saw herself as the leader, so she couldn't crack, she couldn't fall under the pressure. Like, she had to be the person that was in charge, so she couldn't have any moments where she could just be vulnerable.
It was also with this particular scene, I mean, a few people pointed it out, but it's not just like it's Beacon era, it's like pre-Beacon era, like Weiss with no scar.
Blake talking about, would it not be easier to be a human or a cat?
Blake before she even arrives at Beacon.
Yeah.
I mean, they're obviously supposed to be very, very, like, stripped back, simplified versions of themselves. Like, that's the temptation, is that they're basically letting go of all of their baggage. But those three don't want to let go of the baggage because
it's shaped them.
It shaped them, yeah.
It's important.
Basically. Yeah, it's important to them.
Yeah.
And also the voice acting in this scene and the music.
Yeah.
Did make me cry.
Let's go through them because we've got Yang here, and then I believe it's Blake and then Weiss.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's so good to see the beacon outfits in this animation. Like, obviously, we got it in the opening, and that was very cool to see.
We've had glimpses of it in certain
very
scenes.
small, but it was like lovely to see them like really, you know, like animated the way that they are here. And I think the thing that I appreciate about it so much as well is the fact that it's both versions together in the same scene.
Yeah.
So you can truly see the difference, not just in the character design, but in their mannerisms and the way that they act differently because they're older and wiser, and like this is a young and very flat version of what their characters like could have been.
And again,
at that time.
the voice actors really reflect it too, because they go for a sort of more simplified, monotone, like very one note kind of tone with it.
It's very like, it's not flat because I wouldn't ever say that the performance was flat.
No, but it's deliberately much more stripped back.
It's deliberately, like lacking in the kind of emotion that we would have heard from Yang around about the time where they joined Beacon, you know, or...
But like, it's supposed to be the contrast. Yeah.
But what I found interesting is Blake was actually, like, a little bit more, like, in giving emotion in the sort of younger version than what we saw at Beacon. Because, obviously, we had, like... Blake, when she joined Beacon, was very much like, I'm just here to learn... Then I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna be a huntress, you know, so she was like not open for having connections with others. Yeah. But because it's like this version of her talking to her older self, there's no barrier up between her and another person because that other person is herself. Yeah. So there was like a little bit more of an emotion in the way that she was talking to herself than she did give RWBY or Weiss or Yang when they first met at the start. Yeah, and also just the way she was animated here to like put her hand on her heart when she was talking about the people that were important. We'll get there. Ah, okay, we will get there. Weiss. I gotta say though, Weiss's speech was the best out of all three. It just killed me. It did. It killed you. I was like fighting back tears because I was like, we've got somewhere to be after this. So I was like, no crying. I must keep it together because you know what I'm like. My face gets all blotchy and shit when I cry. So I was like, nope. Yeah. But yeah, you were like, anyway. And I started crying. Yeah, just Weiss's one just took me out. It was the way, it in particular was the strongest out of the three, just the way that it was written. It was just such an iconic like set of lines together. Yeah. And Kara's delivery as well. And the music. Oh. I know. And it wasn't like Yang's and Blake's were bad. No, they were still really good. They set me up. They set me up for failure. They knew what they were doing by putting Weiss at the end. Yeah. Because they were building to there. But I mean, good lord. Yeah, this is the wraparound of being like, but as I pointed out to you when we rewatched the episode just before we did this stream to make sure that we didn't miss anything, when younger Yang is like, don't you want to just let go, be whole again, like go back? Yang didn't hesitate at all. Like, I have the clip loaded in, remember? Sick. So we can actually watch it. We can observe. Yeah. But I adore the fact that Yang didn't hesitate at all to be like, actually maybe I would want to go back, because we've seen that before, where she's like, am I better? Am I stronger? Am I actually the weakest one in the team now because of what happened to me? Like, will I ever be whole again, kind of thing. Yeah. But there was no hesitation. No. Zero. Love that for her. I love that so much. Yeah. Yeah, this is it, the hand on the heart. Oh, the hand on the heart. Yeah. It's just such open, like, body language. Yeah. She's come so dang far. It's the fact that they're all defending themselves as well, because, like, Yang, like, took a defensive stance. Yeah. With her gauntlets, and Blake was, like, outstretching, like, Gamble, and Weiss did the same with Mertenaster. Like, everyone... Tasty. They all outstretched their weapon to be like, I will defend who I am. But even Weiss, like, pulled it back. Like, she pointed.
She's stabbing a
But
bitch.
then was like, I have no kingdom to rule anymore. Like, I am the heir to nothing.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch the scene now. Just because it's so good.
Do it.
Yeah, we'll do it first, yeah.
RWBY.
Do you want an earphone?
Yes.
Got a clip loaded. Ooh.
Whoa.
Wow.
Are we just sharing
Yes,
this one?
look what you've done. You have tied this.
Look what you made me do.
Exactly. Let me get my clip. Where is it? Right here. You ready for a clip, boys? I'll just turn us down slightly.
Yeah.
When I said I wanted to honor my family's name,
shit.
I meant it. But
Can you hear that?
it's not what you think.
We can't.
My father was not the start of
But
my
everyone
name,
else
and I
can.
refuse to let him be the end
So
of it.
rude.
I am the granddaughter of a hero and the child of a villain. I am a citizen of a fallen kingdom and an heir to nothing. I will not be defined by my name because I will be the one to define it.
When I leave the academy, what will I... How can I undo so many years of hate? Born with the ability to leave behind a shadow of myself. An empty copy that takes the hit while I run away.
A simple life wouldn't be my life. My family, my friends, my culture. I belong to them just as much as they belong to me.
At least you two have something that drives you. I've just kind of always gone with the flow, you know? I want a life where I won't know what tomorrow will bring, and that'll be a good thing. Being a huntress just happens to line up with that.
My losses, my failures, those more than anything are what have shaped me into who I am. Showed me how I need to grow. If there's something I'm missing, it's not because I've lost it. It's because I haven't found it yet.
You know what I love?
You can hide the media source now.
I love that, like, we had the Weiss underneath as like an overlay.
Yeah, I was confused about why it was there.
Yeah, you were like, why is she still there?
Just hide it.
Got you. Oh, I don't need to wear an earphone anymore.
No.
Sick. Yeah, I need to actually upload that separately. It's hard to, like, you know, convey that whole thing together just in screen grabs, so I was like, I'm gonna clip some bits together because
It was so worth it.
yeah.
Did you put music underneath it, or was it just the original
It's
music?
the original music,
Yeah.
yeah. Bro. Ooh.
So, yeah. You can upload that to Twitter later.
Yeah.
Y'all can all share it and cry.
Yeah. Weiss single-handedly redeeming the Schnee name.
Blake showing that she's definitely not a coward.
Yeah, and declaring that she's already truly whole. Blake, when she said, like, to go back would be a betrayal, I was just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah. Even the fact that she talked about, like, who she is, like, and her culture and stuff, I was like, that's beautiful, because I feel like it's not talked enough about, like,
No.
the culture of, like, the Faunus and, like, living where they did and stuff. Like, of course there would be a culture, but it's just, like, not really talked about. But, like, I just thought that was a beautiful thing to just, like, include in it, you know? Oh, I love my kids. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll repost that clip on Twitter later, because obviously it's a bit easier to, like, just have the clip individually, but I still wanted to show it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we had the hard cut to, like, Ruby at the end here, who was already on her knees, whereas everyone else was standing.
Yeah, like, every time I see it, it always reminds me of, like, you know, if you were to ever actually, like, see a god that you never thought was real.
Well,
like,
that...
there was just something so, like, religious about it.
It wasn't even that. It was, like, a cruel mirror.
Yeah.
Because this was her looking back at this
A much more
idolized
hopeful
version of herself and realizing, obviously, looking at it like, dang, that is so naive. I can't believe I thought like that and I sounded like this. Obviously, it's exaggerated, but there are very much elements in there, like, oh yeah, you've got to be like the hero that saves the world, like, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
But then when it obviously starts just going like, oh yeah, forever and ever against an impossible monster to kill that killed your mother, it was just like, okay, yeah, it's not great for the old positivity, is it?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And, like, when they just like go through it
Yeah.
with RWBY, like,
Yeah.
because even at the start when we see younger RWBY as this kind of mirror, she's smiling and she's like, remember you wanted to be a huntress. Oh my god.
Do you think the volume will end with RWBY being completely broken?
Apology for
You
my
are
bad
absolutely
English.
fine.
Your English is perfect. Please don't worry about that. And also, thank you so much for the super chat. I feel like there's a possibility that it could end with RWBY being like totally broken,
I'm not sure.
but it also could end with her being completely healed too,
Or the
like,
start of her
or the
healing.
start of a healing journey.
Well,
where
that
she's
seems
like,
to be,
actually, I can
again,
talk about this.
a big metaphor in this place is like the reincarnation and regression. This was a point for RWBY to regress.
Yeah.
And she almost wanted to because it would be
Well, it would have
easier.
been easier. Yeah.
Um,
But that's what I was going on to say about it as well, is that this kind of version of RWBY at the start was very like happy-go-lucky, like much smiles, very like woo, and then as it like continued to go on, it like the smile faded, like there was no hope in her voice. It was just like, don't you want to go back?
yeah, but I think
Wouldn't it be
it
easier?
sucks, but I think she needs it. Like, she needs this reset. Because she will come out better for it, because she couldn't go on the way that she was. It was like super duper unhealthy.
Totally.
And she'll be a better leader and person on the other side of this. I'm sure of that. I just don't know how quickly it will happen or how low she's going to end up before she gets there, because we still have that dang bridge, and that bridge doesn't look good in the opening.
These two between each other, these two screenshots.
Well, it's the framing, obviously, of like the idolized, like, simplistic virgin is standing up and
That's
is bigger.
why I was saying, like,
Yeah.
it's such a religious feeling towards it, like looking up to this ideal version that really she used to be, but she's gone through so much that it was impossible to stay that way, you know?
Yeah. And then we got the nice wide shot again, just, yeah, on her knees.
There's no spinning for this because there's absolutely no positivity.
No, there's nothing, there's no heroic feeling here like there is for the other girls who have got it together
Yeah.
and really, like, are gonna have to pull RWBY out of this, but RWBY in the end is gonna have to ultimately pull herself out of this.
Yeah.
It can't just be them.
RWBY needs to realise not shouldering on virgins and asking for help is real strength. She has to realise she's going to fail and that it's not on her. Absolutely. The thing is that everyone is kind of, especially Ozpin, and kind of indirectly Oscar as well because of the association, has put so much pressure on RWBY because it's like, oh, you're like the grey-eyed warrior, like...
Silver.
Silver, fuck. Anyway...
Silver
like
fuck.
silver fuck. But yeah, like, because she has the silver eyes, and silver-eyed warriors are obviously like highly regarded as being like the best warriors like ever kind of thing. So Ozpin like onboarded her 2 years early kind of thing, but gave her like absolutely no support system to like be able to grow and to be like...
Well, he put way too much on her for her age, and it was
Severely.
always going to break her eventually, unfortunately.
Like, right back, if we go back to, like, Volume 2, with the Mountain Glen,
Sitch.
yeah. That was supposed to be for, like, second, third year students, and Ozpin was like, you guys want to go on this? Whatever. And, like, unlocked it for them to go on, despite the fact that it was listed as being, like, a higher level, but was like, you kids can fix that.
Yeah, but that
you
was
know?
kind of the
Like,
beginning of the Ozpin shadiness, to be fair.
Exactly.
As well.
And because of all that, it's just totally fucked her up, because now she's got it in her head that she has to be the hero.
Hero complex.
She has no... But it's not... I think the difference is that a hero complex is something that you, like, actively strive to have. RWBY doesn't want it at all.
I think she did.
I think she maybe did.
She definitely
But it wasn't,
did.
like... It wasn't a hero...
It wasn't selfish, it was selfless.
Yeah, it wasn't... Yeah.
But
it was for
she
the
did want to be
betterment
a
of
hero.
others.
Yeah.
But it's just not turned out like that at all, and a lot of that is just all because of the pressure that was put on her by Ozpin, who, by right, should have just been a fucking good adult and a good teacher and just looked after her, you know? But, like, just didn't happen.
Ruby will definitely change at the end of this volume. It's just a matter of which side she lands on. The emphasis on you don't have to be Ruby Rose hits hard. Wonder who she'll become, a hero or Salem. Well, that's the balance here.
Yeah.
Is that, like, which is why I'm like, how far, like, how low will she go? I do think she'll come back, but how much the other way will she go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this particular world, like, it is emphasizing everything that's wrong for her.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was really only this episode that it had me questioning, like, is there a possibility that maybe Ruby could become, like, her own villain, you know?
Yeah.
Like, maybe not a villain in the terms of, like Cinder or, like, Salem, you know? Like,
Yeah.
but could she fall off the wagon so hard that she could become a villain? Like, I hadn't considered that for Ruby at all until
yeah.
this episode, really.
Yeah.
And then I was, like, looking at her and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, Atlas Complex is very
Yeah.
ironic. But of course, we don't actually know what her answer was going to be here because the Curious Cat, your absolute favourite, busts in.
Yeah.
So he can clearly get in and out of the tree.
Yeah, that's
the
what I was
shroom.
wondering, actually, when I was getting
Because
these
the cat didn't
screenshots.
go in.
The cat didn't go in,
Yeah.
but the door was sealed, which is why I'm like, is the cat God in this area?
Maybe. Or,
Like-
like, kind of close by the looks of
Yeah.
things. Although I doubt... Maybe they'll be able to just open a door back out.
Maybe. Maybe it's as easy as just, like, wanting there to be a door, so a door appears,
To be
you know?
fair, given what happens next, it wouldn't be that weird if the cat is able to open a door. Because yeah, the cat's like basically you
Like,
shouldn't
stay
be-
away from her.
You should really not be doing that. That's too far.
Yeah, the next screenshot of the cat's really cute.
And Russell's like, yeah, I know I've been working real hard.
Yeah.
I've been rustling leaves.
Rustling these herbs together.
Oh man.
But yeah, like, Herb describes themselves as, like, too much of a workaholic, like, for their whole life, kind of thing. And it's like, the Curious Cat is basically like, look at what you've done to yourself. Like, you're supposed to be helping others, but you can't even help yourself, so, like...
Yeah, have you
What are you
seen the
doing
bongs
anymore?
that you've got? Do you need that many
Yeah,
bongs,
do you need
Russell?
this many fucking bongs? Like,
Jeez.
let's trade some of them in.
It's getting a bit hoardery in here, Russell.
Like, are you just gonna keep on putting up more shelves for more bongs? Like, come on.
And for that, you go to Super Hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Because then the cat is like, have a piece of my heart?
Like he did with
Question mark.
the prince last episode.
Yeah. And I'm like, what's that about? Like, does it have just a completely unfadable aura
I don't
that
know.
they can just, like, pass on to others? I don't know.
How long will it
It's
be
so-
till they end up using this in one of the team?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my suspicion, is like that at some point this is going to end up happening to one of them. Probably
Yeah.
RWBY.
And then there's the whole, like, huntresses, you said. Curious things, and then just fucking disappears in the floor.
Yeah, just...
Like, ground opens up, gone.
Yes.
Where you off to? You coming back?
Nope.
Kinda still need that Grogurt parfait.
Nope, definitely not coming back.
No, which just leaves our gals, like, what the hell are we gonna do? And Little wakes up and was like, oh, I found the cat. Like, no you didn't, you just woke up.
Picks up pals.
Yeah, what I think is so funny is when the cat came in and was like, what are you doing to yourself? Have a piece of my heart. All of them are on the floor. So at some point, Ruby picked them up. But I'm
Scooped.
like, when?
Scoop.
When did Scoop?
They're very scoopable sizes, to be
They
fair.
are scoopable sizes. One of the beds fell. We only have 3 now. Sharing one bedroom.
I don't think that they were going to get stuck in this mushroom. I'm pretty sure they're going to get out, but it is a funny meme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although, so it's the whole concept of like reincarnation and regression, isn't it? Because the herbalist has essentially been demoted because they lost their way and their purpose.
Yeah. And from the sounds of things, that's what also happened to the prince. Like, the prince was the king, but
lost their way, so
regressed back to being the prince. But I'm like, but what does that mean for the Mises? Because they keep on talking about their purpose as well.
Yeah.
But, like, what do they become to regress back to being Mises?
What do they regress after a Mies? Where would they regress after that?
Yeah, like, what do they grow to become to then regress back to just being individual Mises?
And what are they before their Mises?
Yeah.
Cheese.
No.
Isn't that really fucked up, actually, because they eat the cheese?
Yeah. So they can't regress to be the cheese.
Oh, they could.
Y'all hearing this? Embarrassing.
The impression I got was Russell willingly pieced out. Well, it's like I don't know if he accepts it because it seems to be the way of the world. The way of the ever after is when you do regress. It's like I don't know.
See you later. Yeah, because I'm worried that if Russell didn't choose to just peace out by themselves, that like if they did regress, then we don't have the herbalist. We've got someone who has no fucking idea what they're doing, you know? Y'all, everyone go and play D&D?
We played D&D last night, come on.
I'm still jealous.
It'd be interesting if Little's actually a major character in the story but has regressed back to being Little and has no memory of it yet. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. Like, I always thought it was weird how much Little kept bringing up their purpose and not seeming to really know anything but kind of knowing things.
Yeah.
That it makes sense to me that they maybe were more important.
Yeah. Like, they managed
Little as
to...
Alex.
Well, that's what I was just about to think, but I don't know, because...
But she apparently escaped. But did she?
But did she? But then how did we get the book if she didn't?
I don't know, man.
Like, how did
I'm
they
just
know?
spitballing.
Same.
Every episode, I feel like, as I say often in the reactions, more questions than answers.
Yeah. It was the way that you, like, looked at me. Just like, Little as Alex.
I don't know.
I don't think Little's the king. I think the prince was the king.
Yeah, no, definitely. That was
and
like
regressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The butterfly is Alex. Probably more likely.
More likely than Sean, even though the colours are similar.
Yeah.
It did seem like Russell was going to say more, but I don't know. It's so...
But then the floor ate him.
The thing about this volume is I have no fucking idea what's happening, bro. Like, none. None at all.
No, because you learn a bit more and then it's like, oh, but then there's a bunch more information added and you're like, oh, actually, that doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah. They were like, here's regression, and I was like, oh, so the king regressed to being the prince.
I wish I had the ability to be swallowed by the abyss
Me
in an
too.
awkward social situation.
I, too, sometimes wish that the ground would open up and swallow me whole. I'm just that awkward. Sometimes things happen and I'm like, I would like to leave. But there's no good way to be like, I'm uncomfortable. I'm gonna go now.
I wonder if it can do it to outsiders, though. That's the one thing, because I think it was the world that did it. I think the Curious Cat, like, sort of demoted or chilled out or did something to Russell that basically meant that they were a more simplified version of themselves.
I wonder if they can choose to regress.
Yeah.
And that the Curious Cat just brings the clarity to be able to regress.
Yeah.
Or if the Curious Cat has the ability in and of themselves to just be like, time out, and then they regress. You know? Like, it's up to the cat.
Yeah. I'm not sure. But
it's hard.
I feel like that it's most likely to be Ruby that potentially gets, like, actually regressed. I keep thinking of that creepy face on the bridge in the opening. Mm-hmm. Where it's, like, creepy Ruby.
Yeah. That we all thought was just Neo, but, like...
Nah, it's something funkier than that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that bridge is going to be, like... It shows you, like... stuff in your heart, or
yeah,
your,
or like
your,
what your path could have been if things had been
I don't
different or something. I
know,
don't know.
your
It's
deepest thoughts.
so-
It's something revealing, obviously.
There's so much that
Yeah.
it could be. I just want all the episodes now.
No, you don't, because then it'll be done.
Yeah, I know. I don't. But I'm also like, hey, Eddie Rivas. Send me all the episodes. I won't tell anybody.
No. You're gonna have to wait week by week like everybody else.
I know. It's like I say to you about like
Do you
how
want
I'm-
spoiled for stuff and then you don't
But
actually
I
want the
don't.
spoiler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you're like, I'm not leaving this account signed in so that you can't access the D&D notes, and I'm like, yeah, I want to know what happens, but like I don't want to spoil it for myself.
It's true.
Like I'm so deeply curious about stuff that I want to know, but like I also don't want to be spoiled on it. And that's how I feel about this. I'm desperate to know what the fuck is going on. And probably by the time that we get to the last episode, everything will make sense. But like, until then, I'm just losing my fucking mind.
I think things will start to make more sense in the next few episodes, because it is only 10 episodes, and that was episode 4, so you're talking
Yeah,
6
so
episodes.
next week is halfway through.
Yeah, so I do suspect that things will start like falling into place a lot more quite quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some stuff in the trailer we haven't seen still, but
Well, we still haven't seen John, the Rusted Knight, the bridge. We've still not seen the people behind Neo, though we have ideas that
Yeah.
it could just be her as different people. We still haven't seen them. We still haven't really seen Alex, but we don't know if she's even still here. Still haven't found Crescent Rose. Still no closer to the tree.
It's more fun to see to week reactions anyway. There you go.
Yeah, it is true.
And also, we would never. It would be a total pain if the volume dropped. in
Oh,
one
and it
go.
was
Can you-
Jessie that said it too.
Yeah, so you just got roasted.
I did just get roasted.
If we had to do the reactions all in one go, I would die.
Oh, I would absolutely like drop off the face of the earth if we had to do it like in one go. I would just cry. Like if they
Yeah.
were like, here's 5 episodes and we had to film our reaction to 5.
So are you an episode 6 truther?
Yes.
Cool. I think everybody is actually.
I think everyone is. I don't even know what it is.
Get your clown mask on.
Yeah, because everyone's talking about how like chapter 4s are always like the most emotional chapters usually of every volume. So like,
I'm trying to think back to the volume.
so last volume it was Jean, Ren, and Yang in the snow,
Was that the
or
episode?
like maybe the volume before or something.
No, the
That was in
Amity
chapter
the
4.
Amity episode with the arena getting put up, I'm pretty sure it was chapter 5 last volume. I'm sure it was, and that was a hella emotional chapter.
True. But someone mentioned it about how chapter 4 episodes always being emotional ones, and this is just like, or was it like traumatizing? I can't remember. Anyway.
I don't even know what an episode 6 truther is. Well, it's a certain
Twitter is your friend.
yeah, it's a certain bridge.
Yeah, we think that the bridge is gonna happen. Chapter 6. Yeah, chapter 6 had burning the candles, so like there's a theme.
There's a theme,
There's a theme.
a pattern.
Yes.
Well,
But then there's less episodes, so I'm like, it could
can you
be
believe that we're gonna get there in
some-
like 2 weeks though?
No. I can't believe that. I'm looking at the calendar.
Ooh, I think episode 6 is when everything goes completely wrong, like they're at the tree and ready to leave, and then Neo shows up and completely derails the storybook and brings Ruby to her absolute lowest. Well, yeah, because Neo
Would make
hasn't really had
sense.
an influence just yet. But
No.
it wouldn't be surprising if she does come about in the midway point to
Yeah.
fuck things up, to shake things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe she's got the Jabberwocker thing as her pal now.
Maybe, like,
Beat
maybe
it into submission. Jesus.
honestly, it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. She started her own little, like, gang down
Mafia.
here, a little mafia
Yeah.
with Jabberwocker as her muscle.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. God, you're so right.
2 weeks are both infinitely short and infinitely long, true. But we had to wait like
Honestly.
almost 2 years, so like we can do this.
Yeah.
we will get there.
That's true. Iron Six always open episode is coming out in a week. So, like, maybe next week.
Nah, I'm not on episode 5, truther.
No, I know.
Let me cut this together and claim myself later.
We get to the end of the volume, still nothing. It's just, every week it's like, it's gonna be next week.
I'm in episode 10, truther.
Episode 10 happens and it's just the clown music with the clown mask.
Do you want to jump?
Yeah.
Because I think we're out of screen grabs. And
We're out of screen grabs. Unless anyone has any questions they're absolutely dying
to get
to
out.
ask,
Yes, in these
then feel free.
last few minutes of this exhilarating discussion about Russell and his bong pad.
His bong pad.
What else do you want to call it? His shroom shack?
That's good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. His herb house?
Herb house. Mm-hmm.
Mushroom Manor? Not as solid on that one.
Not as solid on that one.
I think I ran out of shroom related house jokes.
Mushroom Mansion.
That's basically the same thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think.
The intro shows them walking through the storybook page by page, and it shows each location, but then ends at the mushroom forest.
Interesting. I had not considered that.
Yeah, because it's that wide shot of them all walking. There does seem to be a pattern to it. Herb's bong shop. It's the SH for some reason. Shop.
Yeah. Shop.
Right, I think we should go because we're just making jokes about it.
Yeah, we are.
Herb's shop.
So, but it's been fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for the slating that I got.
The roasting.
The roasting.
2 weeks worth of built up roasting.
Yeah.
Also, we have a new random NPC character that we have a stupid name for that's not the character's name, so that's good. So we've got the Mises and Russell now.
We now have Russell.
Yeah.
And we love Russell in this house.
He's gone though.
What do you like,
more,
Russell
Mises or
back.
Russell?
What?
Would you like more Mises or Russell?
I'm not answering that. We're
Because
supposed to be
it's
going.
Yeah. I know.
I'm not getting into this. Then I'll get roasted for liking the cat more
Oh,
somewhere
yeah.
in this, even though that never came up.
Shall we go then?
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks for hanging, guys. We'll see you maybe next week. Probably. Actually, I think we should be fine next week.
Yeah, I think so.
We will let you know.
Yeah. Check Twitter.
Check the Twitters. Bye.
Richard and Russell. What is it with our...